Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Right now at 6, a consumer alert tonight. Your utility bill could double in the new year. What you need to know about the skyrocketing rates. The search is on for a person or persons who shot at an undercover police officer.
An unknown vehicle fired upon one of our undercover cars with 2 police officers in it. The undercover police car was struck, and the driver of that police car was also struck.
Tonight, following all the leads. Found along a busy road, this little guy now on the road to recovery. The message from officials as they see a rise in animal abuse cases. Plus, changes in leadership in Congress.
And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress.
Stepping aside, the great gavel exchange as Republicans retake control of the House. And taking holidays out of the classroom.
Inclusivity. Let's be inclusive through addition. I don't think the message was inclusivity through subtraction.
The controversy at one school district after its Board of Education voted to remove some holidays from the calendar.
In search of the New England fall vibe, we have found it at a brewery in Branford. I'm Jim Altman. It's our Day Trippers ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We could see an increase in electric bills by as much as 50%. Eversource has filed new supply rates with the state's Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, citing global demand.
Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner joining us live in Berlin now with more on these price increases. DeAndrea?
Hi, Ben and Jen. Well, this could affect 900,000 Eversource customers come January 1st, and Eversource has asked the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority to approve this increase. If this increase is approved, it could increase the average bill customers that get from 50%. That comes out to almost additional $85 per month. And the Office of Consumer Counsel said that United Illuminating is also looking to increase its rates. The average customer could see their monthly bill go up to $79. This increase will affect Eversource customers who have their electricity supplied directly from the company instead of through a third party. And Governor Lamont released a statement on this proposed rate hikes, calling this an unwelcome news to the close of the end of the year, and calling for both the utility companies to come to the table for solutions that recognize their investors while also still supporting their customers. And Eversource says the reasons for this increase include globally and regionally electric supply pricing, including high costs of natural gas and the war in Ukraine.
Frankly, with the geopolitical issue between Russia and Ukraine, Europe is looking to the Western Hemisphere for more of its liquefied natural gas. So New England is typically dependent on liquefied natural gas for kind of its on-the-margin energy needs during the winter. And now those prices are being driven up because of the fact that Europe needs those supplies as well.
And Eversource also says they are encouraging their customers to switch to a competitive supplier and apply for heating assistance if needed. And we will have much more on this coming up tonight at 10 and 11. So stick with us here at Fox 61. For now in Berlin, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
DeAndrea, thank you. Moving on here in Naugatuck, police officers recovering tonight after being shot while on the job in Waterbury.
Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc is at the Waterbury Police Department with details. So, Julia, how's the officer doing?
Good evening to you both. That Naugatuck police officer who was shot last night was sent to the hospital but is now home recovering. Now, he's part of a safety task force that spans several towns and cities in the area, which is why he was in the Brass City last night in the first place. And tonight, Waterbury police officers are looking for the person or people who they say shot him. A close call for police in Waterbury Wednesday night.
This is a very, very active investigation and currently ongoing.
Just after 10 p.m., officers in the Connecticut State Police Violent Crimes Task Force were conducting an undercover surveillance investigation. That's when someone started shooting at them. The bullets hit their car and a Naugatuck police officer who was behind the wheel. That officer is now home from the hospital.
We thank the medical staff and the ambulance and the officers that were on scene to provide first aid to that police officer.
Naugatuck police posting this on Facebook saying, quote, "It is situations like these that remind us all of the dangers our jobs may entail as we put on our uniforms each day. And we are thankful our officer is recovering."
All I heard is sirens going by on Chase Parkway. And my daughter did hear some gunshots.
Juan Caceres lives just down the road from where this all happened. As police searched the area, they've stopped at his door.
And I know pretty much all the neighbors around here, but I don't know what kind of investigation the police were doing, so it worries me a little bit.
That investigation is one spanning across 6 police departments in the area, all part of the same task force. Now, police won't say if the person who shot at the officers is the one they were surveillancing, but they do say they'll stop at nothing to find them.
We have members of the state police in town with us today. Members from our federal partners are on their way into town, and we are going to be working this investigation throughout the day.
Now, right now, police are not releasing any suspect or suspects information at this time, and they're also not releasing the name of that Naugatuck police officer who was shot because they're an undercover cop, so they're doing that for his safety. They do say, however, if they have any information, they'll let us know. In the meantime, if you saw anything, give Waterbury Police a call. We're live in Waterbury tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right, thank you, Julia. U.S. Marshals' use of deadly force during an attempted arrest turned chase from New Haven to Bridgeport in January has been found justified. That's according to a report from the Office of Inspector General. In January, officers were attempting to execute warrants for Marvin Owens and ordered him to open the doors of the box truck he was in. Well, Owens then put the truck in reverse. Masterson fired 5 rounds at the left front tire of the box truck, according to the report. Owens then led officers on a chase from New Haven to Bridgeport, where he was eventually taken into custody. In a written statement to investigators, Owens said he was in total shock and scared for his life, but the Office of the Inspector General has concluded Masterson's deadly use of force was justified.
New Haven police are asking for the public's help in finding a shooting suspect. Police releasing these photos of the person they believe shot a clerk at the Yale Bowl liquor store during an attempted robbery. The victim was taken to the hospital, is in stable condition. Anyone with any information should contact police.
The father of a 1-year-old boy who died from fentanyl intoxication has been arrested. And new tonight, we're hearing from police on their year-long investigation.
This is a tragic event for everyone who's involved. It's tragic for the fire department officials that are responding, for the police department officials, for the EMS officials, and certainly it is tragic for the parents as well. But certainly it is also what we are trained and expected to do.
A memorial is growing outside the toddler's home. Lennon Rodriguez has been charged. The baby's cause of death was ruled as acute fentanyl intoxication. Rodriguez was released on bond and will appear in court later this month.
We have an update now to a hit and run in Seymour that killed 2 people last year. Police say that they've arrested a second person in connection to the case. Ricky Flores is accused of helping his brother, Jair Flores, hide the car involved in the crash at the home for 2 nights. Ricky's also accused of helping his brother avoid police. Flores was arrested earlier this year.
An early morning fire at a townhome complex in Moosup turns deadly. Neighbors say the victim was an elderly woman and they ran inside and rescued her dog, but the flames and smoke were too heavy for them to find the woman in time and rescue her. It's a tragic loss felt throughout the entire neighborhood.
We would walk our son to school and she would, say hi and make little conversation with him. So she was very sweet. One of those neighbors that is just good to have, good for the community. And it's just really sad that somebody like that had to go.
The fire marshal says one connecting home was damaged, but no one was living there. Neighbors say the family moved out hours before the house next door went up in flames. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. All right, turning to the weather, another cold day outside, a little breezy too.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Hi, Rach.
Hi, we're going to do it all over again tomorrow. It will be chilly and breezy. I do think we see more sunshine in the morning, though. There was a sprinkle or flurry out there earlier this evening. Now it looks like that is over. But here's a look at those wind gusts, up to 20 miles per hour or so. And those winds will come down a bit tonight, but they pick right back up again tomorrow. Temperatures right now are in the 30s to right around 40 degrees. Even though though, this chilly stretch of weather sticks around and even cooler temperatures settle in heading into the weekend, at least it is a dry and quiet stretch, other than, yes, maybe a sprinkle or flurry here and there. Low temperatures tonight in the 20s to right around 30 degrees. We'll see a lot of clouds through about midnight, and then we'll see some clearing after that. And heading through the day tomorrow, I think we'll see more clouds towards the end of the day. So we're going to flip it. Today, we'll see more sunshine tomorrow in the morning and more clouds later on. Winds will be again kicking up as we head through the afternoon, and then we'll clear out again heading into tomorrow night. Coming up, we'll take a look ahead to Thanksgiving week, see how travel conditions are looking leading into Thanksgiving. And we're also going to take a look ahead to a meteor shower that you can view. Full forecast coming up. Thank you, Rachel. Well, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says she will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the House.
And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect.
She says she'll continue to serve the people of San Francisco in the House. The Democratic Party will now elect a new minority leader after Republicans retook the majority in the House. California's Kevin McCarthy is poised to take the gavel as Speaker of the House come January.
New at 6, bipartisan legislation to protect same-sex marriage is moving through the U.S. Senate. This week, the Respect for Marriage Act cleared a key obstacle, furthering its path toward potential final passage. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Warforce joining us now in studio to explain. Emma.
Ben, senators voted 62 to 37 Wednesday to break a filibuster, clearing the way for debate on this bill to begin. That vote comprised of all 50 Democrats plus 12 Republicans, an encouraging sign for those hoping to get this legislation on the president's desk before the new year. Now, this bill passed by the House in July would codify same-sex and interracial marriage protections into federal law. Currently, both are only protected through Supreme Court rulings, something advocates say is at risk with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. This bill would require states to recognize another state's legal marriage, meaning if the Supreme Court overturns its 2015 decision legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide, a state could still pass a law to ban it, but would have to recognize same-sex marriages from other states.
Why do we need to fight this over again? We shouldn't need to fight it over. The argument's the same. Nothing's changed. The argument's the same. Why it's a good idea to allow anyone to get married to who they love has not changed.
Now, it's unclear when the Senate could vote on final passage. Right now, some members are saying it looks like after the Thanksgiving break. But once the bill passes the Senate, it will need to go back to the House before being signed into law, something supporters are hoping to get done quickly, as Republicans will now control the House in the new year. Ben?